Hello and welcome back to Learning Left-Handed. What you are hearing today is a brand new microphone given to us by one of our favourite fans who is forever listening, so a big shout out to the Axeman. Honestly, it's an amazing mic and hopefully it sounds a lot better than the other one. So the other one we shall keep, but it will now be our travel mic, or in case we actually get some other people on this podcast with me, it will be the secondary mic. Okay, so welcome back to Learning Left-Handed. This is episode 81. We have 3 lovely posts for you today. I see there has been a lot of love for the compilations, so I'm so happy that you guys are enjoying some of our old content as well. Okay, what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to talk about the art of war. That is the first thing, followed by ultimate side hustles, and then finally finishing off a little self-discipline mastery. You know how much you guys enjoy that. It's actually one of our most talked about comments. Whenever I post something, there's always at least 20 to 30 comments, and I love reading them, and I try and respond to all of them, as you guys all know. Okay, let us begin with The Art of War, Part 10. Remember, the whole point of this series is to get some military tactics and see if you can apply it in everyday life. Some are better than others for this. First things first, camp in high places facing the sun. So that means that that if someone's trying to attack you, they have to attack into the sun, which obviously is not the brightest of ideas. Remember, after crossing a river, flee from it. Get as far away from that river as possible because it has slowed you down, which means you are vulnerable. Next. Now, it's the other side of this conversation. Attack when the army is crossing the river. Now, not as soon as it starts crossing the river, not as soon as it's finished, but when you've got more or less a good third on, at least a good third on your side of the river. Okay? Try it, honestly. Cross marshes quickly, because obviously they're very muddy, difficult to deal with, so the quicker you get out of that, the better. Remember, all armies prefer high, sunny places, because obviously it's not dry. It is dry, obviously, and makes fighting a lot easier when you're warm, but not too hot, I suppose. I mean, around like the 20-degree mark is where we're supposed to live. Next, camp on hard ground. What this means is hard compacted earth, if possible, if not stone. That means that you will not be sinking in the night, and basically you'll be good to start off, because you don't want to start off with mud, you don't want to start off in the wet, so you get trench foot and things like that. Next, if it is raining everywhere and it's flooding, wait till the flood slows down. It's fairly understandable with that one. I don't think that's too difficult to understand. Like, occasionally on this series we get comments like, "Oh, how is this? This makes no sense. Oh, this makes sense. This doesn't make it." You get the idea. Arguments over whether it makes sense or not. Remember, this book was written 500-600 years ago, at least, by the amazing person that is Sun Tzu. Just remember, not everything is applicable. Like, after crossing a river, flee from it. Well, you're not going to be attacked. It's not the most useful. And it's not very applicable anymore, unless you are actually running from the police or something like that. Exactly. So this has been The Art of War Part 10. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Our next part, which actually a lot of people have been asking me more questions about of late, is the ultimate side hustles. Now, this is Part 5. The other 4 have been taken incredibly well, and I've heard some great success stories. I believe one of you guys has made $5,000 this week just from doing some of these side hustles. Good for you, seriously. Honestly, I would give up my job at that point, maybe start a podcast, or, hey, you know who you are, chat to me. I'm sure we'll make a nice little episode together. Okay, Part 5. Hayride driver. The service provided. You provide recreational hayrides. Basically, what this means is you have a tractor with a trailer and you put some hay bales in the back and then you drive people around farms and stuff like that. Or down Main Street, which is always fun. The skills or experience you'll need. You need to know how to operate a tractor and or a Jeep. The special equipment here will be the vehicle, obviously, and where to find leads at local parks or recreation departments. And they generally pay about 10 quid an hour. Now, I assume this is plus gas, but I am not sure. That depends on your ability to negotiate, my friends. I think you can do it. I don't know about you, but I believe in your abilities. Okay. That was the second part of our amazing podcast today. We're going to go to everyone's favourite, a little bit of self-discipline mastery. And who doesn't like that? Eh? Everyone wants to be more disciplined on this earth. And that is why this is the most loved series outside of the TikTok series, which you guys are seemingly loving, which is lovely to see. Okay, let us begin. Minimize distraction. Step on gradually, baby steps. One small thing at a time. Okay, like one day you clean your desk, and next day you clean something else. You just do little bits like that. What you got to do is, when you're trying to minimize distraction, if you clean your desk, first of all, it just gives you less things to look at, less things to draw you in. I have recently moved my desk in front of a window, and I find it highly distracting sometimes because I feed the birds outside, and it's starting to become a little soap opera out there. Exactly. I'm sounding insane. Okay, so what you got to do is clear your desks, shut down all devices. And I want you to start to do something for 10 minutes, okay? Once you've done that 3 times, see if you can bump it up to 15. Now, you don't have to do, more every time, or every 3 times, every 5 times. As long as you're not going backwards, there's some progress there. The power of clearing distractions to remove temptations. Okay, so you can't see the things that you need to do. Basically, if you have your to-do list open, it's a distraction. Because if it's, I've got to do this afterwards, I've got to do this afterwards, I've got to do this, that, and the other. But what you have to remember is that the whole point of this mini-series is to get people to be less distracted, to get people to enjoy actually working. Like, between the podcast, the blog, and my YouTube channel, which you guys have been loving. And for those who don't know about my YouTube channel, it's great. It's called The White Viking. It has some great videos on there. Some of my latest podcast episodes has some brilliant videos I've captured on the trail cam that's on my land, and some of the compilations, as I said before. Please go check it out and enjoy, because honestly, I'm looking at the views now. It's amazing. It really is. I highly recommend that you go and see it. So we used to put the episodes up there, but we just didn't get many views. But now, since we are back in the saddle, as they say, the 80s are definitely going on there. And I'll be posting it on YouTube this evening. So I hope if you can't see it on Spotify, or you know someone who doesn't have Spotify or Google Podcasts, because we are getting very, very popular there, which is very good for you guys. I don't mention you guys often, but hey, you're a growing community, and I'm proud of you. Apparently, there's lots of comedians with you guys. I'm not going to name names because that's not good, but thank you so much for listening. Now, let's continue back on the self-discipline, shall we? The key to open up a productivity gateway, aka to be productive, is to hide the shit that distracts you. That is why I don't understand desk toys. You know those things that you see in TV shows that businessmen have just occupying space on their desk, or spinning around, or little globules of oil going into deeper water. You know, you've seen the things, right? I don't understand them. The whole point is to be concentrated. Maybe they just aren't that helpful for that. Anyway, big shout out to all our listeners. Thank you again, Axeman, for this amazing mic, and to all our other good listeners. Oh, and a special thank you to Boaty. He knows who he is for always listening. It's highly appreciated. And to all the fans out in Spain, I miss you all. We're going to catch up over Christmas, get a couple beers together. Sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Okay, and as always, everybody, thank you for learning left-handed.